Quit India movement. Quit India resolution was passed in Bombay session of Congress on August 8, 1942. Quit India movement was to be carried out in a non-violent way at wider scale. Addressing the congressmen, Gandhiji gave the mantra of do or die. Gandhiji said, "We shall either free India or die in the attempt." British government took immediate action to stop the movement. In early hours of 9th August, Sardar Patel, Mahatma Gandhi, Jawaharlal Nehru, Maulana Azad, etc. were arrested. At least 148 Congress leaders and their followers were arrested. People were not left with any big leader. They started movement in a way as they could. All over India, there were strikes in factories. All shops, schools, and colleges were closed. Anti-British demonstrations were held all over India. Police resorted to firing and lathi charges to control the people. At some places, people attacked police stations, post offices, railway stations. Telegraph and telephone lines were cut off. People burned government buildings. Railway wagons were put on fire. Some military vehicles were also put on fire. Madras and Bengal were the most affected areas during this period. At some places, British officers had left the towns. In several towns of Bengal, Madras, Bihar, Odisha, Maharashtra, and Andhra Pradesh, there was no British authority left. After 1857 revolt, for the first time, people had stood against British rule in such a large number. The government used armed forces to control the people. Demonstrators were fired at with machine guns. Demonstrators were fired at from air at Patna, Bhagalpur, Mongyar in Bihar, and Nadia in Bengal. According to official figures, 940 people were killed, but Nehru's view was that 4,000 to 10,000 people were killed by police firing. More than 60,000 persons were arrested. Now, what were the reasons for starting the Quit India movement? There was a growing threat of invasion of India by Japan as the Second World War was going on that time. It is said Mahatma Gandhi wanted to save India from Japanese invasion. He was of view that if British leave India, then Japan will not attack India. Secondly, British had been badly defeated by Japan in Burma and Singapore. Both Indians and British had to evacuate these places. Gandhiji's opinion was that if British does not leave India, then Indians will also have to face the same fate. Another reason was that Mahatma Gandhi was deeply hurted by racial discrimination shown by British in Burma. In Burma, British got defeated by Japan. Both Indians and British had to evacuate the Burma. British showed racial discrimination at this moment also. They provided the safe and easy route to Europeans for evacuation, whereas they provided the unsafe and difficult route to Indians for evacuation. Indians had to face many hardships on the way. There was anger among Indians regarding this attitude of British. During Second World War, the lands of people of India were forcibly taken away for military purpose. For this, they were not provided any compensation. Houses of people were also forcibly taken away to station military. Due to this, there was anger among people. And the prices of goods had risen very high. It had become very difficult for common men to meet the daily needs. All the boats in Bengal were seized so that Japanese could not capture them. So due to all these reasons, there was extreme discontentment among general public against British. Mahatma Gandhi thought it was a right time to start a movement against British. But the Quit India movement failed. It could not force the British to leave India. So what was the causes of failure of the Quit India movement? The leaders like one thing is the leaders like Mahatma Gandhi, Jawaharlal Nehru, and Maulana Azad, Sardar Patel, Kriplani, Dr. Rajendra Prasad, they were arrested. So all the big leaders were in the jail. There was no coordination among the demonstrators. Quit India movement did not have support from the upper class of India like merchants, landlords, mill owners and princes. All these people didn't support this movement. And the Muslims also remained away from this movement. Muslim League had asked the Muslim not to join this movement as it was a movement by Congress against British for independent Hindu nation. The British had a strong police and army, so they crushed the demonstrations with lathi charges, arrests, and even by firing. So, although the Quit India movement failed, but it had gains also. Gains of Quit India movement. Although the 1942 Quit India movement failed, that is, could not force the British to leave India, but it created panic and terror among British. They had now come to know that their days in India were numbered. They had now come to know that Indians will not tolerate the British rule. This revolt of 1942 had a deep impact on minds of British, which became evident by their change in policies in coming years. A section of British had started thinking of leaving India forever.